strange being back here.
You remember Star Labs?
I remember everything. This is where we came up with the Cerebral inhibitor to use against Devoe. Who? You haven't gotten there yet.
We could use this against Devoe.
We could use this against Devoe.
That's brilliant. I'm totally on board. Except mental activity dampener.
Ramon, the name's no good, which is why, drum roll, please, I've decided to rename this the Cerebral inhibitor.
This is where we came up with the Cerebral inhibitor to use against Devoe.
What's that? What are you guys doing? What are those faces?
When Savitar came to Star Labs, he said that we would build a device to use against Devoe.
The Cerebral inhibitor.
I wish I'd known that before I spent all this time trying to come up with a second name. Naming is hard.
Okay, so we can use this on Devoe to keep him from projecting his consciousness into new bodies.
Precisely.
How does it work?
You just affix it to his forehead, it activates. Simple as that. I'll make a few adjustments, you'll be good to go.
All right. Okay, when Harry...
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on The Flash Season 4, Episode 14, Subject 9. So The Flash is back after its temporarily short Olympics break. And before I get into the video, I just want to say that Tom Cavanagh, who plays Harrison Wells, has been confirmed for London Heroes and Villains Fan Fest, which is amazing. Although it's all subject to change, it is pretty cool that he is going to be there. So this week's episode was really good. Obviously, this is where Barry's returning to work and he's got out of jail. But a lot of people are looking at him bad, which I think is really bad. Seeing as Barry Allen's mother's dead, his father's dead, Iris West was nearly killed, he's seen 6 metahumans die essentially in front of him. Barry's having such a rough time that everyone just needs to stop having a go at him. He's a human. He might be the Flash. I know he appears a bit depressing at the moment, but he's had a lot of problems over the last 4 years, so I think we should give him a bit of a break. So Ralph finds the next metahuman. He goes to the lost and stolen from the bus service and he finds a CD with the Fiddler's music, and then Cisco vibes her, and then we find out she can essentially do sonic boom waves, well, kind of through her music, which is pretty interesting. Although her abilities are different to, say, Black Canary and Black Siren, they appear to be very similar. So Harrison Wells' Earth 2 is backed from seeing Jesse, although it doesn't really appear that he got on with Jesse, or it wasn't even clear that he's seen her. It just appeared that he was in a massive argument. So Cecile is not sleeping because Joe is having some crazy dreams. So essentially Harrison Wells makes her device. So they hunt the Fiddler down by looking on a website and seeing that she's got a new gig. So obviously the Thinker, who's currently in the Hazard's body, is looking for all the metahumans for some reason, and essentially this episode confirmed that that will be her downfall. Now what is interesting is the Fiddler hurt the Thinker badly, which is kind of interesting because so far the Thinker's not been hurt or beat at all. But realistically, this villain isn't very good, and we're in episode 15. We've got 8 episodes left. I can't honestly see us getting any better. But what's pretty cool is we did get clarification that she can use multiple, she can use multiple abilities from all the metas that she has killed, she's killed, which is kind of interesting. And then we see the mechanic's wife or husband, well, we see the mechanic open up a dimension, zoom in and zoom out really fast, which is similar to what happened to Barry Allen when he got caught. He was stuck into this, like, into the 4th dimension porthole, which is pretty interesting, and it is pretty interesting. So they try to train the Fiddler to hone in her powers, but essentially Barry Allen hurts her and then she leaves. Cecile gets a device that makes her look like she's some kind of variation of Savitar to kind of get rid of Joe's West's dreams as she's not sleeping, and obviously she's pregnant, so it's not good for her or for him. And Harrison Wells goes mental her, which is pretty funny because he's so blunt and arrogant, and he's just the best. It's pretty awesome. So this is where we find out the Cerebral inhibitor, as we broke the story on the channel a couple of weeks ago. Yes, it's finally confirmed that Savitar Prophet is coming through. When he said this is where you made the Cerebral inhibitor to beat Savitar, you haven't got there. So that is probably going to be how they will defeat the Thinker. This device, as they described it, will stop the Thinker taking other people's abilities. But in this episode, you could tell that she needs to keep changing bodies in order to stay alive. So if they do make a device to stop this ability, essentially they will be killing Clifford Devoe, which is kind of interesting. But what's interesting is when they try to use this cerebral inhibitor against Devoe, it's almost like Kilgrove hacks the device or something, because the Thinker just overpowers it really fast. And then sadly, Becky Sharp turns into a different character, or the Fiddler. Ralph was starting to get feelings for her. He looked like they were building up some boyfriend-girlfriend thing, but it was pretty obvious that she was going to die throughout the whole episode. And then Ralph was like, look at me, and now the Fiddler is the villain. So what's interesting is the cerebral inhibitor ended up on the floor, and it appears that they are using a fourth one of Einstein's theory, the fourth dimension. Obviously you're there, but you're not there, so they might have a way to track where the layer is. Now we're thinking the layer is in the fourth dimension, which is similar to the kind of power that the Foley Man has on the new metahuman that I broke the other day, when I said there's going to be a metahuman who can open up the second and fourth dimension. So it's interesting that potentially their layer is in the fourth dimension. And it's pretty obvious where this season is going. There was a talk between between Harrison Wells and Seal, saying talk to her. Obviously next week's episode is called Flash Time, and Jesse and Jay Garrick come back. The trailer looked absolutely amazing. I will do a video for that later on today, hopefully. And then at the end of it, she was playing the fiddle and she says, let's continue with our plan. So there's 3 metahumans left. We know one of them is the Foley Man, but who are the other 2 guys? Anyway guys, let me know what you thought about this. Pretty cool that the Savitar prophecy is coming true. Pretty cool that we essentially know how a version of the cerebral inhibitor is going to work, but we don't really know what the final plan is. We know that the Thinker's going to try to kill all the metahumans, but is Ralph going to die? I'm not sure. It's pretty clear that the kind of Therefore I Am episode, I think it's episode 20, is on about Marcia, the Thinker's wife. I think she is going to be the one that is going to put a stop to Clifford Devoe's madness, and it's quite interesting to see how the city are going to believe that Clifford Devoe is alive. Although they said at the start of the episode that Clifford Devoe keeps coming in and out, and until they see Clifford Devoe back in his job, they're not really going to believe his life. And this like fourth dimension where the layer where the Thinker's wife came in, got the Thinker, pulled her out. Getting quite confusing because it is a man, but she keeps swapping bodies, so it's kind of interesting. So what is this fourth dimension? Where is it? Is the layer even in like the Thinker's house? I'm not too sure. Anyway guys, please like, subscribe and comment down below guys. I'll be doing my best to keep you guys up to date with all the Arrowverse DC TV shows. I'm gonna try and do a Black Lightning video at some point this week. Anyway guys, please like, subscribe and comment as you always do. We're getting close to 9,000 subscribers, which is insane. It really is insane guys. I love the support, and I will be attending Heroes and Villains FanFest this year, so if you're going to go, let me know in the comment box down below. Join Team Warstu down below by hitting that bell button, and I will catch you in that comment section guys very soon. Catch ya later.